For those of you fans of Dragon Ball Z, which I'm sure you are out there, Funimation has recalled the third Dragon Ball Z season DVD set. Bit of an embarrassment for them. This box set, basically, disc 2 is a copy of disc 5, so you get the same material on both. It was a manufacturing error, not a production error, so it happened while it was being, copied. A bit of unfortunate. So call Funimation if you want to get that worked out, and they'll send you out a replacement disc within 24 hours. I'm sorry, 48 hours.
But it's surprising how often this actually does happen.
Yeah.
Very few times have I heard it happen in anime, but just general films. It's really surprising how often this mistake happens. You'd think they would at least have one person watch the DVDs before they're sent out.
Yeah.
And they don't even have to watch the entire thing. They could put it on double, triple speed if they wanted to. They've just got to skim through every single disc and just say, right, each one's got the episodes it's supposed to have on. That's all we need to care about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. 1 second while I try to get Miniman back on here. I'm gonna have to probably kill the audio. 1 second. Boom. Okay. And we are back. There we go. Alright. So what else is going on? Some manga news. This is kind of interesting. 37 Japanese publishers are launching a North American manga portal.
Very good. Nice. We need them, even though I don't read manga. No one reads manga, apart from lots of people.
We read manga. Anyway, so it's tentatively titled the J Manga Portal Site. Not the most fantastic name ever. Going to digitally distribute manga rights held by the companies. I mean, this has got Katakawa Shoten, Kodansha, Shueisha, Shogakukan, Akita Shoten, and a whole bunch of others, ASCII Media Works. Basically, everyone who publishes manga is part of this thing. I'm kind of
doing that, they're forgiven on the name.
Say what?
For doing that, they're forgiven on the name.
Yeah, exactly. No kidding. That's just stunning.
Wait, so is this already released manga, or are they just going to be putting up new manga?
They haven't.
Is it just North America, or can the Europe access it as well?
They haven't said which titles are on there. They're still working that out. Right now, it's going to be North American, but
so it's paid.
Well, they haven't said yet. So I don't know. Just they will be distributing stuff on there. They haven't said how many titles they're going to do either. But this is, I mean, the other thing too to remember is that there's a huge amount of manga already digitized in Japan. So if they're basing it off of that, they got plenty of content to go with.
Well, that's the thing we mentioned last episode. This will definitely be a good thing, but there's also one thing this might also mean. Brent, you mentioned last episode that over in Japan, or over in North America, and the Western world, we get all the good manga and anime, all the really good stuff. Over in Japan, there's all sorts of mental, absolutely only in Japan stuff.
Yeah.
So although it might be crap to some people, this website could mean that some of that comes up here.
True.
And it makes a new audience.
Well, the obscurities carry on. I mean, we've seen this in video games, we've seen this all that sort of thing. But, it's like a lot of those stuff are now actually almost referencing American media. And we've got Panty and Stocking Gutter Belt, which is phenomenal. I think that's such a good, it's such a good mixtape. I think it's one of the best we'll see in a while for that sort of thing. But, I do genuinely think that there will be a media here. It's going to take a while to come over, but give it a few years, and this could create a sort of new breed of otakus.
Definitely.
That's a fascinating point, man. I agree. I mean, it would be wonderful to see us kind of switch over from, we're consuming sort of this weird, slice of the market to where we're more like a Japanese otaku, frankly, where we have to kind of be more discerning about what we do and don't like.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Japan just seems to be thinking, right, America won't like this.
Yeah.
They just think that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They don't know until they try. They haven't. As far as I know, Brent, you know far better than me, so correct me if I'm wrong. They haven't exactly tried to put out some of the really
Oh no.
only in Japan stuff out there.
No.
And you know, it's not like it's going to cost them much to put one issue out there. You know, and if that issue sells well, you know, if it sells, I don't know, over 100 units, which I think is what.
Well, sometimes they actually gain money
anyway.
to get an issue because of rights and stuff. They can sell them off.
Exactly. So just putting this one issue out has a good chance of, like you said, Miniman, just creating this new breed of otaku.
The problem is
it promotes the new market.
Well, the problem is we gotta be a bit careful about this because we've seen this very progressively and very recently in video games and stuff like that. On the video games portal here, person here, but here's what's happened. We've had things like that try and come over. We've had Bayonetta, Vanquish, 2 phenomenal games. But what's happened is it's the way they're marketed. Both Bayonetta and Vanquish didn't get the marketing they needed because people were worried about them. And what happened with that is that they get taken over by these mainstream titles like Call of Duty and Halo. And I'm not even a Call of Duty fan, but I buy them anyway because everyone else does. But the thing is, you know, stuff like this that, you know, aren't as mainstream, sadly, the reason we don't get that is because people have tried. They just get trampled on immediately by Bleach and Naruto and One Piece. You can't get past that unblockable barrier at the moment, which is a shame, but, you know, I mean...
It's absolutely true.
I mean, Elfen Lied the manga didn't come popular until about 5 years after its launch, so...
Yeah. And we also have the issue that, you know, there's what otaku read, and there's what like sort of everyone else reads. You know, no one's watching Cowboy Bebop on TV. No one did when it was on TV. It just, you know, it tanked. But Naruto and Bleach are popular.
Definitely.
You know, what do you do? Actually, good example. This manga just came out recently, The Drifting Classroom. This is a really weird manga that I'm gonna do for Otaku No Videos soon. And I mean, the artwork in this, I mean, it's an older title. The artwork is really stiff. It's not the greatest thing ever. You know, the artwork is just very straightforward. But it's considered a total classic of horror. It's the kind of thing that I'm kind of stunned actually came out because someone is actually caring about folks who want something a little bit different. It's something that's like, you know, absolute like terrible bloody horror with 10-year-olds.
Well, the problem is that, you know, it's not otakus that are doing this. It's marketers.
True.
And that's the biggest mistake of this media. And the same with video games. We're not getting video games people anymore. We're getting people who are going, how can we reskin Call of Duty to make it look different, but then people will buy it because it looks like Call of Duty. And it just, it ruins the whole industry because it's not the fans who are doing it anymore. I mean, the only people, like, in gaming terms, we've got Bungie who are actually surviving because they understand what the gamer wants, and yet we've got things in anime terms, I mean, like Funimation, all they're doing is just throwing the stuff that makes money out there, and then just putting subs on stuff which they feel is too weird not to. For example, Phantom, Requiem for the Phantom, my favourite series of all time, doesn't look like it's getting a dub anytime soon because it seems that Funimation just even throwing the stream out there for the British because they just don't care about it. Like, we bought the rights, we don't need this, and it's sad to see that.
Well, can I just point one thing to bring us back full circle?